Shoes. They're such a common thing for most people, but they can mean a great deal. People are often judged, right or wrong, by the shoes they wear. Corazon Aquino was infamous for her extravagant shoe closets. Other, more basic folk are known to be barefoot most of the time. Most of us are probably somewhere in between. We usually choose our footwear based on our plans for the day. For worship or a formal office setting, we'll likely choose footwear on the dressy side. If we're going for a walk or a run to get some exercise, likely we'll have more athletic shoes on our feet. For the beach, flip-flops or water shoes would be the logical choice. We're very fortunate to have a selection from which to choose. My wife and I were stationed in Japan for 3.5 years. Our first house was a rental on the local economy, and like most Japanese houses, there was a small entryway right inside the front door where one would change from their outside shoes to their inside shoes. And those were essentially slippers. It did make keeping the house clean a lot easier because you weren't tracking mud through the whole house. Later, as we moved on base, we still changed shoes as we entered our quarters. In biblical times, it was also the custom to remove one's sandals entering a house and wash the dirt off one's feet. We even remember that during the Last Supper, Jesus washed his disciples' feet. When Moses came upon the burning bush, he removed his sandals because he knew that he was standing on holy ground. The sandals worn in Jesus' time were usually quite simple. Similar sandals were worn in Rome, Egypt, all around the Mediterranean. Remnants of those sandals have been found in many places, including Masada and the Cave of Letters. They were usually simple pieces of non-treated leather with ties made of woven grass or some sort of string. Occasionally, there were adornments in the form of gold or silver beads, sometimes even gems. That, of course, would be for the more well-to-do folks. When Jesus sent his disciples out to proclaim the good news, he sent them on their way with very little. One of his instructions was to only take the shoes on their feet, not an extra pair. The Apostle Paul wrote in his letter to the church at Ephesus about the whole armor of God. He even told them to don whatever will make you ready to proclaim the gospel of peace. We should choose our shoes wisely for our daily tasks while following St. Paul's admonition to be ready to proclaim the gospel as we wear the whole armor of God.